The most important thing about having a plan is that you can adapt that plan as you go along. Plan is not something fixed, but it's something that you can change as you go along. A plan is not something fixed, and you don't need to give up if you stray away from your plan. But if you have no plan, you have nothing to change, you have nothing to build on, and nothing to adapt when other important things come up. And a wise person early on in my career said to me, if you don't plan to do it, you won't do it. You'll forget to do important things. So you need a way to plan that you can add ideas to whenever they come up. So in this video, I'm going to give you 2 ways to plan a project and show you how you can use them to manage the project as you go along. This is this important process of project management. I'm going to tell you how I use them, and I'm going to tell you how I make sure I can plan and adapt and add ideas whenever and wherever I get them. 2 methods are Kanban board and Gantt chart. So let's jump in. I've got them set up on the screens here. This is a Kanban board, this is a Gantt chart. So this is a Kanban board. A Kanban board is basically a board in which elements of a project start at one end and they move through to the other. So they move along through the board until they're completed. A physical Kanban board would actually have cards which you could move along through the different stages of a project. It's really well suited to a project which takes products through a similar workflow. So for example, this is my Kanban board for my YouTube videos. All the products are basically the same, they're videos, and so they go through similar workflows, from ideas to search engine optimization, to outlining, taking the actual shots, that's where this one is, and then into editing and uploading and publishing them. So the Kanban board is really well suited to this project because I have lots of ideas, each of which is going to become an individual video, and I can take them through that exact same workflow. But you wouldn't use a Kanban board for a project which is based around one central idea. It really streamlines the process of producing videos for me. Any video idea can be left at a certain point in the video production process. So at any time I come back to it, I can just take one video and move it along 1 or 2 steps. So quite literally, my video ideas come in here on the left and they work through each of these processes. Kanban boards are really well suited to projects that don't have delivery in a certain time frame. If things need to happen at some point, usually as quickly as possible, they are really well suited there. Things can be done quickly and in a really efficient way, and importantly, it's a really great way that teams can collaborate because anybody can pick up any card at any time and move it along its production process. As long as each person knows that step-by-step nature of your production process, then they can all contribute. In practice today, the best tool to use is this one. This is Trello. There's everything you'd expect. There's a free version, that's all I use here, and that's everything you need for basic functions of a Kanban board for personal use. It does have some premium features in the paid version, for example if you want to work more effectively in a very large team or use some of the automated processes in it. Importantly, you can get onto Trello on the app on your phone, on a tablet, on a computer, or of course just in the browser. And I can add ideas, I can edit things, write scripts wherever I am at. It's a really powerful tool and I'm barely scratching the surface of what I do with it. So a Gantt chart. Gantt charts are ideal if you have a certain set timeline that you need to get a project delivered in. I usually make a Gantt chart after making a critical path analysis, so let me know if you'd like to see a video on how to use critical path analysis to work out what needs to be done when, and more importantly, what needs to be done before other tasks can be completed. Critical path analysis is a great way to work out which sequence tasks need to be done to make the project a success. Let me know in the comments if you'd like a video on critical path analysis. Essentially what a Gantt chart is a timeline of events set against a weekly calendar. Timings can be rough or they can be minute, depending on what's more important for the project. So this is a project that I'm working on, and you can see across the top I have a kind of weekly calendar, and then I've got all my tasks down here in the different phases of this project. And as I've gone through, you can see I have just set them when I expect them to be doing, and I'm just going through. I'm also turning the things that I've completed to green, the things that I'm partway through to amber, and importantly I'm adding notes as I go to changes in the plan that I'm doing. I've only visited this a few times during the whole length of the project, but it's been important for considering exactly what I'm doing and making sure I don't leave out key things. And it's allowed me to adapt my plan and add new elements to the plan as I go. This works really well on a spreadsheet. I use Google Sheets so that I can edit it wherever I am in the browser, or of course on my phone. Essentially each line is a task and I just pick when I'm going to do that task. So Gantt charts always look a little bit like this in terms of the sequence those tasks are going to be completed. You just block out when on your timeline you're going to complete that task, and then as you go you rag rate each different task as to whether it's been completed or it's still in process. You can choose to do things early or late And you can add notes on the sheets and you can change your plan as you go. Gantt charts are suited to one big idea which develops over time, but they can still be used really effectively by teams. I like to first think about the different phases of the project and then break down each phase by task. You can see sometimes I've moved things back a bit or things forward a bit, and that's okay because having a plan is about being able to change it as you go. Having a plan lets you change your plan. So I hope that was helpful. I'll come back with a video if you'd like on critical path analysis versus using a calendar to plan. And having a calendar to plan is something that's really great for projects which develop annually. So projects which have annual cycles are really great to tie against the calendar. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you've got any questions.